And when people treat something like it's canon when it's clearly not, well, that can cause problems. I've actually still to this day got people genuinely believing that certain things are happening or possible or can happen or whatever. Um, that happened as little what if stories in the game. There are people who actually think it happened because some people, ridiculous as it seems, they don't play or they don't watch the series. They haven't been able to, they say. So they just play the games and figure that what happens in the games really happened. Even though it doesn't give you the full story, it doesn't, whatever. Yeah, but they take the games as canon for some reason. It produces all kinds of problems. You got other people who throw a fit about certain characters, like I said, doing this or that or that or this. Um, because they shouldn't be able to do it. They should be able to do it. This character could beat this one. There's no way this one could beat this one. Happened a lot in the last game too. Frankly, they did pull that stunt. They had characters doing things that there's no way they could have done. Not even in a what if, unless there was a lot more that came before it that was different. And I mean a lot more. But it's stuff like that. That's why people are very reluctant to add anything to Dragon Ball Z, especially in terms of a linear story. And so what do? They give you basically an arcade game. And frankly, I love it. I do. I like it. I really do like it. I think it's refreshing to play it differently. I think that it's nice to be able to play as every character and have some sort of linear storyline instead of being able to unlock all these, characters that you're probably never even going to use. Now you actually have a reason to use them. I think it's kind of funny, though, how some of the characters just unlock other characters randomly. But, you get artwork. Some of it's, like, from, the old stuff. Some of it's new. Um, some of it's the Kai artwork, and it really does look beautiful. Some of it's, there's just different stuff that you unlock, different moves you unlock as you play. And here's where we're going to pick on IGN a little bit, because IGN actually said in their review that they're angry that you have to do all this in order to unlock all the characters. Yes, they're actually angry that you're required to play the entire game in order to unlock all the characters. I kid you not. They actually said it. It's hilarious. It really is hilarious. I mean, they sat there looking for any and every excuse to diss on the game, even talking about how the fighting is almost exactly the same as the first game, even though it's not. They even attacked the friggin' backgrounds, saying that they were so unappealing to look at. Yeah, the dynamic scope of, like, the glacier level, the planet level where they're on that other planet and there's the asteroids floating around and you can see the other planets off, all that good stuff. They just, said that it was horrible and unappealing to look at. That's IGN for you. I swear to God, do they even know what they're doing anymore? These are the same people who, when reviewing Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, say what you will about it, say what you will about the game itself, this review was just awful. Because they sit there and they point out the flaws in the game, but then turn around with something like, oh, but, is it really that bad? Or, oh, I don't really mind it. Or, it doesn't matter if you mind it, the fact is it's there. It's other people might mind it. In fact, a lot of people do mind a lot of the stuff that they messed up in that game. And yeah, they did mess up some stuff in that game. Not gonna say that it makes it a terrible, unplayable game, like everyone who thinks you are saying if you give it a less than perfect score. But there were problems with it, and IGN chose to ignore it and give it a higher score than what it deserved based on their, video review. Or written review. I don't even know what it was supposed to be. Anyway, their review that I read it. I don't know if it's a transcript of video review or what, but anyway, the bottom line is, they cheated, so to speak, on this, and then they found stuff to criticize in this, even though, whatever. Now, see, here's the thing. This is something that you always have to be careful of. Whenever anyone starts a review of something by saying, I am a fan, but... I said that's always a sign that you're going to have some problems. Now, I mean, it's one thing to clarify at some point, I am a fan. It's another thing, though, when you're, going ahead and saying it beforehand. I mean, this guy also pretty much made it clear that he was, of the opinion that the game should have stopped a long time ago, so, and, some people, you can have that opinion, but seriously, don't drag that opinion into a game. Review the game itself, please. I don't know, it's just, there's been so much hate for this game, and then so much, stupid stuff floating around. I think it's a fun game. Frankly, we got what we were asking for. Whether you like what you actually asked for or not is on you. And, well, I'm looking forward to some interesting discussions I know I'm going to have once I post this. Later.